Hey guys, I'm Andrei, a certified translator and a real estate concierge. My company has been successfully relocating people to Belarus, mostly people from the West, over the last 3 years. And our majors are real estate and immigration, although they're not really limited to these two subjects. It's early morning, so we'll have an early start to the northern capital, as we may call it romantically, so as to see two more alternative options to the two shortlisted options that we have chosen. And the patterns pretty much echo the previous searches. The major rule is to see something on the ground. Before you see something on the ground, you have to ask smart questions and see if seeing it on the ground in the positive outcome will actually get you a deal or not, short term. That may be important if you're actually looking to buy an apartment, because you may be looking around, but these people are not ready. These people need to buy a replacement property, so it may play many different ways. As it turns out, after you have asked smart questions, a lot depends on what you see on the ground, because only a ground examination will get you a full understanding of what the property is, how central it is, how orderly it is, how renovated it is. And the quality of renovation can answer a lot of questions that have not been voiced from both sides. So the quality of the renovation is one of the major points in getting the place, but it's not limited to it, unfortunately. Another solid rule that you have to observe when you start searching a property is answering the questions: what do you wish to achieve and what kind of property you're looking at, and the budget frame, because when one says I have from 30,000 to 120,000, I'm sorry, that's not really a serious request, because you can waste plenty of time looking at 30,000 options, 50,000 options, comparing, arguing with yourself and everything. Normally, in any solid deal, there is a budget like 35,000, and that's what you're looking at. In our case, the client is quite positive, but as one might guess the country later, he is looking at a $15,000 property as his dream place, and $40,000 as his dream place that potentially can fit without any further search. But generally we're looking at the 30,000 range of properties, and by now we have seen probably more than 10, and I hope today we're really going to make the final choice, and out of 2 or 3 candidates maximum, place the deposit and then leave for a couple of days to come back for a real deal with the money. From my video about the real estate deals, you know what a deposit deal means, what a final deal means, how the whole thing works, I hope. And maybe we will shoot a blog about step-by-step finalizing of the deal, maybe not. We'll see how it goes, because normally that involves a lot of parties who do not wish their faces to be flashed on the screen. Definitely not on YouTube. And we'll see how the whole thing is going to be finalized, whether or not we'll have to find a tenant or there is one living already in there, which is not a problem, and how the whole thing goes through and in what time frames. So let's see who the final candidate is on the screen. So here we are in the northern capital, and that's the last laps of our chase, of our hunt, which is really a hunt. We have to discard multiple options, maybe more than a dozen, and the current one we've just seen is for like a perfectly renovated place, and the building has its issues, let's say, so we'll have to seriously consider this option versus another option we're seeing now, and versus two options that we have seen by far. One of them apparently is not readily available, which is also an important factor for a deal if the visa days are running out. So we'll have to see which one today and leave a deposit. This venture really helps to summarize the main criteria of a successful shopping plan. Solid plan and solid budget. When the client starts making fuss about, oh, I want this perfect place, oh, this is the place of my dream, oh, I want to rent this out, oh no, I don't want to rent this out, I want to keep it for myself, that's fuss, that's not helping the plan. And rule number one, never change the deal. So you want to have these two things worked out before you take any trips with a paid consultant or on your own, and make up your mind seriously about what's happening and about where you're putting your money. We're seeing the second candidate in half hour, and let's see what it looks like. Stay with the channel. By the way, laugh or cry, the client is Indian. He's kind of positive. I mean, he's still Indian, but he's pretty, let's say, punctual on top of other qualities that I very much value in the clients. And mostly his yes means yes and his no means no. We discuss problems openly. There's no Asian fuss about things, and this really streamlines the deal. Maybe we can call number 3 successful factor of a deal communication. It must be straightforward, it must be open, and with the operator that you choose and that you trust. That's the most important thing. I'm recording this before the whole thing starts in Minsk, early morning, 3 hours away from anything. So I assume that out of 2 or 3 remaining candidates, we pick one. I even have my guess, which may or may not be confirmed later. I'll post later if it was a right guess. And basically, this is the end of the project. The next step is the residency, for which the client will have to re-enter with my company visa to apply and to get a 1-year contract, because he's not going to live in his property, which is going to be rented out most likely. And we will keep you updated, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope that the samples of the Vitebsk properties were a good, let's say, material for you to see if your budget can probably fit Vitebsk rather than Minsk. Vitebsk is a smaller city, of course. That's why the prices are on the lower side. Compared to Minsk, the same property would go for $30,000 instead of $50,000, the one-room flats we're talking about. And I think it may be a good start in Belarus. Every solution depends on a good number of factors. The major factors are the budget and the reasons why you're relocating. Village houses work, apartments work. Normally I stipulate apartments, and there are different reasons why this is the case. Although apartments are still getting people their residency, people are extending, people are applying, that's not a problem. Depending on who you are, we will find you a decent solution and a working solution. I don't charge money for trying, I charge money for doing and picking you a solution, not a property. I'm not selling houses, I'm selling solutions. And the consultancy, which is a very reasonably priced, compressed piece of information, tailored specifically for your case, not just a general playbook that you'll have to read and see if you fit or don't fit. That helps me to understand how serious you are and helps you to understand how professional I am on top of my videos, which most of you claim to be enjoying. Thank you very much for this. Any feedback is welcome underneath the video. Press your likes, press your dislikes, use the thanks button for a donation. $5–10 will make me happy to understand the content is needed. And it's nice to be needed, like one of the superheroes said. Thank you very much. Cheers from Minsk, and hope to see you in person at some point. See you later.